Monsieur le Président de la République.
Monsieur le Président de la République, Mesdames et Messieurs, finalement, nous sommes arrivés à Paris. Finally, we are here in Paris, and I can tell you Paris is ready, France is ready, and we all can prepare for spectacular Olympic Games here in Paris. You know, the Olympic Games are first and foremost about sport, but there are much more than about sport. When it comes to sport, all the stage is set. You have iconic and unique sites and venues for sport, for the different sports. You have an Olympic village, which is in an own league of all of the Olympic villages I've ever seen. You have all the organization under the leadership of Tony Estenguet ready to address all the needs of the athletes. And these Olympic Games will be the more inclusive. They will be younger, they will be more urban, and there will be more sustainable than ever. And we are there very happy and proud that we can say that these Olympic Games, Paris 2024, will be the first Olympic Games fully aligned with our Olympic agenda reforms and enriched by a very innovative creativity of the organizing committee of the French government, the French world of culture, and the French people at large. And there will be the first Olympic Games with full gender parity. The IOC has allocated exactly the same number of starting places for female athletes as for male athletes. When it comes to the questions about more than sports, then I just would like to share with you a personal experience I just made. I'm just coming from the Olympic Village. And there we had the athletes from the territories of all the 206 national Olympic committees, together with the IOC refugee Olympic team, assembled and coming together and making a call for peace. I have rarely experienced such an emotional moment to see all these athletes. And when I say all these athletes, it means also all the athletes whose countries are in conflict or are even in war. were there to join this call and to call on the political leaders, give peace a chance. And this will be one of the great symbols of these Olympic Games in Paris. So we will be able to enjoy what only sport can offer us. The passion, the joy, the excellence, and we will be able to enjoy a message that sport, that the Olympic Games are uniting humankind in all its diversity. So welcome to the Olympic Games Paris 2024, and thank you very much, Mr. President, for all what you have been doing for the success of these games from day zero of your term as President. You have been with these games, you have been supporting these Olympic Games together with your government and together with all levels of authorities here in the country, and with the great enthusiasm of the French people, more than 6 million people lining up in the streets to see the Olympic flame passing by. All this speaks for itself. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président, et merci bien à vous tous, représentants, bien sûr, Tony et les représentants des autorités françaises. Bienvenue aux Jeux Olympiques de Paris 2024.
Merci, Monsieur le Président du CIO, cher Thomas, Madame la Ministre, Monsieur le Ministre, Monsieur le Président de l'International Sport Press Association, Monsieur le Président du COJO, cher Tony, Monsieur le Préfet de Région Île-de-France, Mesdames et Messieurs, I'm very happy to have you here, and in a certain way to start this week by welcoming you in this palace. I do remember 7 years ago, the day after I arrived in this place, after my first election, one of my first meetings was with Tony already, and the committee of the IOC, to prepare everything for what was just a dream at this stage, Paris 2024. Few weeks later, we went to Lausanne, we visited you, and we tried to convince the committee to choose France and choose Paris. And we had, a few weeks later, this wonderful announcement that Paris will be chosen for 2024. Since, this is, as you can imagine, a unique work and a full commitment on a lot of teams. And in receiving you in this place today and starting this week, I want first to thank everybody who contributed to what was prepared. Because even before the day one, I can tell you that it was just 7 years of very hard work. We delivered a lot of structures from the Olympic Village. We were this morning a few hours before you, Thomas, but this is a wonderful place for our athletes, and it will remain a sustainable and unique place for 3,000 households, because we will have, on the long run, part of the legacy will be obviously this housing program. We created a lot of metro stations, bridges, aquatic centers, and so on, remaining inclusive and sustainable in the way we produced all these structures. And we delivered what we committed to do. We did it on time, on budget, and in the best possible way, thanks to, I would say, the perfect involvement of everybody in the French team. And I want to thank as well all those who helped us, because this is a global work. And I was very impressed this morning to see the team welcoming the athletes, with so many volunteers coming from all over the world. In parallel, you will have an opening ceremony which is unique, because it's once per century you can precisely have the Olympic Games, but this is once in the history of the Olympic Games that we will have such an opening ceremony. Not in a stadium, but on the Seine River. And I can tell you that at the very beginning, it seemed to be a crazy and not very serious idea. But we decided that it was the right moment to deliver this crazy idea and to make it real. So I want to thank all those who did contribute to this ceremony and did contribute in order not just to organize this parade, which is totally unique, with, you will see, world artists, but as well dancers, orchestras, and so on, making Paris just an open theater and the Seine River, the core of the theater. But as well because you will be able to swim, as our athletes, in the Seine River, which is a unique investment, and will be an investment for obviously the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games, but will stay the day after and will be, on the long run, one of the legacy of these games for people living in this region. I don't want to be too long, but I could announce and here recall you all the facilities, infrastructures built in the best standards, which will change the daily life of so many French people the day after. But this ceremony and these weeks of Olympic and Paralympic Games will be definitely unique. As you mentioned, Thomas, as well, it will be the most sustainable games of the story. Gender equality is core for these games. And obviously, we were very much attached to have a continuity from the Olympic to the Paralympic Games. And this is for us something very unique. You will have the experience of enjoying some of the best competitions in Château de Versailles. You will see this is a unique landscape, completely transformed for the competition, horses and all the modern pentathlon as well, and some other pieces. You will have breakdance and basket and some other sports near from here at La Concorde. Obviously, the Seine River will be used as well for the competition, not to mention the aquatic center created in Saint-Denis, which will stay as well, and our French stadium. But from Tahiti on the wave for surf, till Marseille, till Lille, and so on, so many places all over the place in France will be open for you, our athletes, and the rest of the world. On top of that, it is obviously the best way for France to convince you to choose France. And it will provide our landscape, our facilities, our savoir-faire as well, our gastronomy. And thank you, Chef, because we did mobilize for the daily catering and for our athletes and for all the teams the best possible gastronomy we have now. But for everybody who will join, obviously, the Olympic Games, it will be clearly the best way to provide the best French products, the French touch and the French flair, if I would say, not just for rugby, but gastronomy as well. And we know that both of them do love each other. It will be as well a unique occasion to show our patrimoine, but as well our innovation, French tech, and everything was created during the past few years in this country, being so pro-innovation, pro-business, and open to the rest of the world. So I hope you will work in the best possible condition. We did our best as well for the journalists to be located close to the different events, but to have the best facilities to work. I checked myself in Versailles, for instance, the press room, and I can tell you this is quite unique as well. And you will have as well the occasion to enjoy Paris and the different places. And that you will be able, during this Paris 2024, to get a touch of what makes this country. Having dreams and delivering them. And from the past to our future, I think these Olympic Games are one of the best occasions to be loyal to our past and so many centuries. I always remind people that so many facilities in this neighborhood were just created for the global exhibition at the end of the 19th century. And they did stay. And they framed our city. For sure, these Olympic Games and Paralympic Games will change the life of this country. Thanks to this infrastructure, thanks to the image provided to the rest of the world, but as well what it will provide for our own fellow citizens. For 6 weeks, we will be able to admire the talent and the will of 15,000 athletes. And among them are 4,400 para-athletes for whom I want to have a special word today, because they are part of this global dream. I want to thank everybody, Madame la Ministre, all the teams, Monsieur le Préfet et l'ensemble des services de l'État. One last word is to say that if I'm sure and I'm convinced that after these Olympic Games, we will choose France. We will try to do our best in this context, and we will do it together on Thursday, dear Thomas, to try to provide our contribution to a better world. And I want to thank you for having cooked with our teams and the French Agency for Development common initiative for precisely sport, education, culture, and the SDGs and our contribution to these objectives for the rest of the world and make the world more equal. But in parallel, we will try to do our best as well to make this Olympic truce a reality. As you know, the UN did decide through a resolution this Olympic truce. We gathered a lot of countries to join this initiative, and we will try to have some special initiatives, especially for Africa, in order to deliver very concrete results in the context of these Olympic Games. Here were the few words I wanted to mention and share with you. You will be unique witness of not just the ceremony, but these games with our best athletes and for the beauty of the sport. So I want to thank you, Thomas, for your trust. I want to thank the IOC. I will have the occasion later on today to provide this word, but thank you for your trust 7 years ago. We will do our best in the very last second to be at the rendezvous. But I want to thank the French teams for what they did. In a few days, it will be the opening ceremonies, and after that, it will be the work of our athletes. They are well prepared. We did invest during the 7 years like crazy, I can tell you. Building infrastructures, training them, changing their lives. And I know that they will make our life better because they will provide dreams and enthusiasms. I wish you to enjoy Paris and these Olympic Games. I wish you very, very happy weeks in this country, and I wish all of us unique Olympic Games and Paralympic Games for 2024. Thank you very much. Bon, on va boire un verre tous ensemble.
Mesdames et messieurs, je vous invite à rejoindre les buffets qui se trouvent au niveau du jardin d'hiver et dans le parc. Merci beaucoup.